Because if you didn't like us, you wouldn't listen.
Yeah. And that, I'm going to say hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of HPCritical, a podcast where my friends and I talk all things gaming. I am your host, Jerel, and I'm joined by Kellie.
Hi.
Brandon.
What's up?
Gabe.
Today, my name is Very Pissed Off Customer.
Oof. All right. And a very special guest. Anyone who's listened before knows and loves her as much as we do, Marissa.
Hi. It's so good to be back.
It has been far too long since we've had you on a
Yes.
podcast, and this is your first video cast, so I'm super excited to see your beautiful face. I'm super excited to see all your beautiful faces. And of course, as I usually do, I'm gonna start with how you doing and what you're playing. Brandon.
Yes.
How are you doing and what are you playing? Because I saw you online.
Yes. I've been really killing it on Royal, trying to get the game finished in time. And I'm close to the end. I'm getting close to that third semester that they added to Royal, so very excited to see what all that stuff is. But other than that, I've just been doing Crown Tundra. That's been my 2 rotation games this week.
Both games I need to play.
Oh, and I will also just throw in there real quick. Kelly knows, like last night, I finished Super Mario 64 on stream. It was super hype. It was very stressful too. Those last stars are very difficult to get, but I got them. It was very exciting. It was a big pop-off moment on stream. Very excited about that. Next week is Sunshine, so yeah, everyone who wants to see some sunshine.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Wednesday, 7 p.m. is going to be Super Mario Sunshine. Tune in. That's all I got for you.
Okay.
We love a Mario Sunshine here. Kelly,
Yes.
how you doing? What you playing?
I'm good. I've been pretty good.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good to hear.
Things are going well for me, I'd say. I've been playing Grounded again because there was the update in the there's like a pond and you can swim and there's like fish. They all try to kill you,
Yay.
of course. Wouldn't be grounded if they didn't. But so there's an update for that, so I played that. And then I have Black Ops Cold War preloading on my Xbox One because I am shut out of luck for a next-gen console, but it's fine. I got the, they actually have like a crossover one where you can get the game for free on next-gen when you get it. So I got that one. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll have it for both then.
What I should have done. Mm-hmm.
That's what I did. They call it the cross-gen, I guess. Yeah, so I'm into that. I got that. And I played a new game. I actually wrote a review on it. It was called Labyrinthine.
Oh, yes.
Horrifying.
It's not horrifying.
Horrifying.
I edited that review and I was like, ooh.
Did you see the pictures?
Terrifying.
Oh, it was scary.
The pictures and what you wrote about, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I
was playing with my friend and he was hiding in the maze and he's like, Kelly, I don't want to get out of I don't want to go back. And I'm like, he's like, I don't think we can play. And I'm like, we're going. We have to do this. But it's really short, but it's like really creepy, and I love that. So I was very excited to play it.
So happy that we have Horror Queen Kelly here. I love hearing about all the scary games you've been playing because it makes it's literally it's like, what should I not be playing?
Yeah.
What can I watch someone else play?
Don't pick that one up.
And Gabe, how you doing? What you playing?
I'm just gonna go straight to what I'm playing. 'Cause I'm not even gonna talk about how I'm doing. I'm not playing the PS5. I can tell you that from the start. Actually, I decided to take a little page out of Kelly's book, and I've been playing Phasmophobia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And it has re-cemented my belief that I really hate horror games because let me tell you, last Friday I was playing with my friends. Mind you, I was playing with friends. All the lights on were in my room. I think there was Christmas music in the background. I couldn't go to sleep that night because I was having a massive anxiety attack because of that game.
So wait, hold on. Before you continue,
Sorry.
Did you have the Christmas music on in the background to like help you like be calm? And it didn't work. Oh,
and it wasn't that like weird chanting type of Christmas music like that, like the church type, I guess to say.
Yeah.
It was like, the Michael Bublé, the Mariah Carey type Christmas music,
Oh,
the very happy one. Yeah, that didn't help me.
And it still didn't work.
Aw.
Yeah.
No, and then I played last night too. I did a little bit better, but I think it took me like an extra 30 minutes to fall asleep because every time I closed my eyes, I saw the little ghost girl crawling on the floor.
She has no face.
I didn't see her face. All I saw, I
No
didn't see
face.
that. All I saw was crawling because I was in the van like a smart person.
Oh my gosh,
then,
he never leaves the van.
No, because the thing is, every time, look, when I say let's stay in the van a little bit longer, my friends are like, come on, bro, we need to go inside. We need to finish this. I'm like, we know what it is. You guys just want to finish the objectives. The time that I decide to stay in the van is usually when one of them dies. So who is the smart person here?
Obviously, you stay in the van. I don't understand why anybody gets out.
But yeah, that's the only game I've actively been playing the past week since we've last talked. So thank you, Kelly, for introducing me to pain.
Yes, Kelly.
That's what I'm here for. Let's all suffer together.
Hold on. I feel like watching Kelly play. I've watched her play enough that I'm just like, And Marissa, how are you and what have you been playing?
I'm doing really good. I'm happy to be here. I have been back on my Smite bullshit, just out of nowhere.
I saw you on Twitch online on Smite.
Yeah, it's been, oh my god. I've just been playing it nonstop. It's bad. I'm getting back into like high key addiction playing Smite right now. But I've been kind of like, not so much lately, but I'm working on my island for Animal Crossing, so it's kind of been between the two, but right now it's mostly been Smite.
I hope that you're getting this island together for some, I don't know, random HPCritical something. I don't know.
I mean, it might be for me, but when there's a thing going on, I had like an island freak out and was just like, everything's awful. I hate it. I'm gonna restart, and so I calmed down from that. But
I can't restart. I love my villagers too much. I feel like I lose them if I restart. Can't do it. So I have been playing nothing because it's been a busy week. That's not true. I always say this. I always say nothing, and I always say that's not true. I'm sorry for anyone who listens to me every week say that I'm a liar. Apparently.
Yo, remember how Jerel said he wasn't a liar before we started?
You said all men are liars, and I was like, whoa, not all men are liars. Just me.
You also said you were. That's not what you said.
Okay, whatever. Well, obviously, I am a liar.
Damn!
Clearly a liar.
We don't know what's true.
No!
We don't know anymore. Anyway, yes, I've been playing a little bit of Breath of the Wild here and there. I have been stuck in this stupid ass Divine Beast for like a week. So
which one are you
here
on?
We are. The first one that I went to, which was the Gerudo one. Do you know what it's called?
Oh, buddy, you went to the wrong one. That's Thunderblight Ganon. That's the hardest of the Divine Beast.
Well, yeah, so I was playing it and I was like, I'm stuck. Like, I don't know what to do. And my partner was here and he was just like, this was so easy for me because I did another Divine Beast first and I was like able to do something that made it super easy. And I was like, okay, well, like, what do I do now? Because I'm almost done. Like, I'm not going to leave. Like, this is stupid. I've been stuck in there for about 5 days. I'm missing 2 of the little thingies in there, and every time I turn it on, I feel like I get a little bit closer, and then I'm just like, what am I doing here? And I turn it off, so here we are.
So you haven't even gotten to the boss fight yet.
There's a fight after?
Yeah. Every Divine Beast has a boss fight. Naboris has Thunderblight Ganon.
I feel like when I shot the little feet, that was the fight. Like, and there's stuff in there that I gotta. I don't understand why I had to fight.
That was the fight. Oh, you
this is like. Well, y'all should have told me not to go to this one first, so I blame y'all. Anyway, that's all I've been playing. First. I'm like, it was the first place I went. I don't know. You know.
To be fair, I didn't know that was the hardest one.
By general consensus, it's the hardest one.
Okay, I mean, I have no idea. I did that one last. I just started with Rude. I forgot the name, but the one that Mifa was tied to. Yeah, thank you.
If it was more linear, I would know which way to go. But no, it wants to be open.
Oh, here comes Mr.
Anyway, actually, before I move on, I have Kelly and Gabe here, who have both been, I believe, still playing a little bit of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yes, get them this time.
Marissa, today is Thursday. You should be receiving a package. If you have not received it, it should be coming. Spoiler alert, it is Final Fantasy VII. Coming.
Yes!
It is should be at your door today at some point. Hopefully you're home to grab it. So now all three of you can play. I am spreading the Final Fantasy VII love. I'm sorry for the spoiler, but yeah, you're gonna get the package at some point today. Because I got different things for you. Anyway, so really quickly, like, how do you guys like it so far?
I like it.
Thumbs up. All right, Gabe likes it. Kellie,
You got
likes
2
it?
thumbs up, not just 1.
No, I really do like it. It's fun. It's like almost like more relaxing than the other games I play. I wonder why. It's definitely more relaxing. The music is like calming. Nothing is like jumping out to scare me. It's definitely relaxing. I've played probably over 10 hours now, so maybe like 12 or 13.
You in there?
Yeah,
I know. I
I-
watched her start and I left and I came back and she was still playing and I was like, wow, we've been playing for like 5 or 6 hours, I think.
That's
yeah. I
great.
played 7 hours the first day, and then
There was 7 hours. There we go.
when I was done, that was 7 hours, and then I think I played the other day for 3 to 4. So okay, I'm like 10 hours in, 10 or 11.
My favorite part was I came into the chat and Kellie was humming some of the music. I don't know if you noticed, Kellie, but you were humming like the music and I was like, oh, it's got her. That's it. She loves the game. The music has got her. It's like she
Sorry.
understands. I don't even know if she
Actually,
knows what she's
I
saying.
went out of my way to get, you know, the what's the dog called? What's the dog? Snap or
Oh,
Stamp.
Oh my God.
Stamp.
Yeah, Stamp.
Yes,
Yes, I
so
love Stamp.
I like was listening to this music when you walk in this room and there's like a record that you can buy, and I was like, oh my God, is that this record? I have to buy it. I literally bought Stamp's
Yes!
record. So I was like, I
Yes.
need this in my life because it was good. I was like,
It's
this is a bop. Like
I love
Stamp's
it.
theme.
yeah.
Honestly, the music only gets better. Like chapter 8 probably has some of my favorite music. It's great.
I think I'm on
And Marissa,
chapter 6 now.
you have to come back when you play and tell us how you're liking it.
I'm excited.
Anyway,
I'm excited to play that. Finally play hard mode when I get on the PS5 and just see the improvements.
oh my God! So really quick, I know this isn't a Final Fantasy VII podcast, but I did download it and I was able to play like the beginning.
Yes.
The difference that I noticed is that on the PS5, there are like a ton more particle effects. Like
That's
you hit something and the game is literally like, I think my partner described it as like, what did you describe it as? Like a car peeling off. And like it just sparks everywhere. When you do fire magic, it's just like the particle effects in this game have been like just so crazy ridiculous. It was literally the first thing I noticed. It looks amazing, obviously, because I mean we've all played it at this point. We know it looks amazing. But that was the biggest and most noticeable improvement, was just the amount of things that can happen at one time in that game. Anyway, so today is November 12th, which means it is PS5 release day. We've had the Xbox out for 2 days. If you were able to get one, I was not able to get it on release day, and today was PS5 release day. So the first thing I want to talk about is a few of the reviews that we saw online for the Xbox and the PS5, and then I just want to talk about how the next gen has gone for us. And then after that, I just want to tell you guys, I've been able to experience both of them, so I do want to talk about them a little bit. If you have any questions to ask about them or anything you want to talk about them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so first things first, because the Xbox was already out, I want to talk a little bit about some of the reviews for Xbox. So I'm going to pull them up here. Do I have them? Does somebody else have them? Did I say I have them? I think I said I have them.
the reviews for PS5.
For the Series X, I've been seeing a lot of 7 out of 10s and 8 out of 10s. I know that last week Gabe did tell us that I believe it was IGN that had the 8 out of 10 for the Series X and the 7 out of 10 for the Series S.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at IGN currently. They gave it a great, and I think you said that was the same review that they gave the Nintendo Switch.
We're only going to talk about Xbox and PS5 today.
He is stirring. He is charging.
But yes,
charging the team.
That was
This rant.
yeah. The Nintendo Switch also received a 7 out of 10.
I mean,
7.5 out of 10.
I don't even care about the Switch anymore. We're done. Back to the
I thought I was gonna fight 2 wars on 2 fronts.
No. I was just saying, like, that's what you said last week. It was like
Yeah.
essentially the same review. So I've looked over some of these reviews. I actually am not going to go down all of them because that looks a little boring. But from what I've seen so far, they've all been pretty positive. But one of the things that I've also seen is that these reviews all say things that allude to the fact that, yes, this is a great console. It's really awesome, but there's nothing to play on it. So I think Marissa, do you have the article title that you read for us before the podcast?
Potentially. So for Polygon, they said that the Xbox Series X review is boring. Boring is better, is what they titled it.
Is better. That's an interesting headline there. Boring is better. So I do have, like I said, I do have the Xbox Series X here. I booted it up and I was like, all right, let's play some games. And then my internet is trashed. So literally everything that I tried to download from Game Pass to play, because I grabbed Game Pass today for $1, haven't been able to play a single thing. And I've had the Xbox for hours now. So
that's upsetting.
Yes, it is very upsetting. I have absolutely nothing that I can tell you guys about it. I heard it's good.
Does the UI look pretty? Like, were you able to see that?
No, and that's something that we talked about as well.
It's the same as
as the current Xbox. So I can't show you guys actually the controller because I was talking about this and I want your opinions as well. Okay. But here's the Series X controller. It kind of looks like an Elite controller. It has some nice padding on the back and it has nice padding on the triggers here. Like, it's a nice little thing. But I complained, and Marissa, I want your opinion too because you weren't here before, but I complained because I said that it looks far too similar to the original Xbox, right? Like the Xbox One, like they're almost essentially the same. The only difference is that this nice grip texture goes further on this one, and this one has the webbing on the directional buttons so you can feel it. But other than that, it's pretty basic. Marissa, how you feel about that controller being essentially the same? Because boring is better. So maybe if it ain't broke, fix it. Like, how you feel?
Yeah, and I think that's really my viewpoint is that if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I really like the Xbox One controller. I've also been using the Xbox S controller. It's starting to get really complicated. I wish that they would have done a different naming dynamic because this is awful.
Every week.
But I mean, I've always loved the Xbox controllers, from OG Xbox all the way through to now. So to me, that's not really that big of an issue as long as it's made, some subtle improvements. And like you said, if it goes more the way of the Elite controller and that's what you're getting standard, I think that that's a big improvement. And it's not something that you necessarily have to like, oh, well, now I have to wait until a better controller comes out. You already have that better controller. So I'm fine with that. That doesn't really bother me one way or the other.
I mean, at the end of the day, the Elite controller is still better than the Series X controller. Like 100%. The Elite controller is better. It's more expensive. It's going to be better. This is like a step underneath the underneath the Elite controller. But comparing those to, here's the PS4 controller and here's the PS5 controller. So anyone who's seen these can tell that, to me at least, they look very different. I've been told that they're basically the same thing, but even holding them in my hand, like this one is super light and flimsy. I remember the first time I grabbed this one, I was like, hey, it's not heavy, but you can definitely feel the difference in the weight of this. And it's like, it looks like a totally like brand new different thing. And one thing that I always see in reviews when they talk about this controller is like, they always say that, oh, if you look really closely, you can see the face button, the circle, cross, X square on the controller. You can't see that shit. Like, you have to look so close. It is so tiny. Like, I can't without a magnifying glass. Like, it is so hard to see. Like, you can kind of see it, but I wore my contacts today because I was like, they're better than my glasses. I'm ready. I'm opening this, and I was like, where, like, I don't see shit. Like, I see it now, but it's definitely one of those things where reviews hyped it up, and it's not as cool in person as it is in a review. What is cool, though, is that inside the PS5 faceplates, they do have the same thing, and it's much more noticeable inside the PS5, which is really awesome. Also, for anybody listening, yes, we're talking all about Xbox Series X and PS5 today, and I was going to talk about some of the reviews, but I kind of just want to talk to you guys about the experience, because all the reviews so far have been really good for both, so I kind of want to skip that, except for one. There is one review that I want to talk about, which is why Marissa's here, because we had a little bit of a conversation about it, and it's I think very relevant, because not only is it about reviews, this review also covers what's happening in the world today. So I didn't share this with Brandon, Kelly, and Gabe, so I apologize. I'm going to share it with you guys right now. It is the PlayStation 5, the Kotaku review. It's the PlayStation 5, the Kotaku review. So this review has been getting the rounds on Twitter a lot because people have complained a little bit about the way the review is written. It's over at Kotaku, written by Ian Walker. And one of the things that people have actually complained about is that some of these websites that are getting PS5s for review copies, like they're, putting it upside down, they're holding it the wrong way, they're complaining about things that, if they were actual gamers, they would be able to, talk about and understand properly, as opposed to just being like, well, it won't sit right. That's because you didn't put the base on it, Like there are basic things that people have been complaining about. But this one specifically is about like maybe 4,000 words, 3,500 words. And 3,000 of those words are actually about the PlayStation experience. So in the article, we have, I'm going to try to skim through it a little bit for you guys. Here's a quote. It says, in many ways, the PlayStation 5 feels like a more significant upgrade from the PS4 than the PS4 did coming from the PS3. We have deep dive presentations on the PS5's innards. This person says, I still have no idea what a teraflop is and I refuse to learn, but seeing the graphics of the Demon's Souls remake and the snappy universe hopping mechanics of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart and action quickly opened my mind to its possibilities. And then they go on to talk about, how they played Spider-Man Miles Morales, Astro's Playroom, Bugsnax, Devil May Cry 5, and they, like they said, they're going to spend $500 on a console, and the overall design and size evoke comparisons to particularly fancy computer towers. And they go on to say more and more. That's not the issue. The issue here, and they also talk about the interface. Excuse me. Okay, so they do a little bit of conversation about what quick resume is on the Series X and how the PS5 doesn't have a system like that, which is, they have this like switch system. I think it's called Switcher, where you can switch between apps. It's not necessarily exactly like the quick resume feature on the Xbox Series X or S, but I haven't tried it because, once again, I don't have shit to play. But they do talk about, the HDR capabilities and 4K captures and all that wonderful stuff. So most of the review is about this, and they also go in on the SSD, etc. But the problem that a lot of people have been having is, actually, Marissa, because you're here, do you want to talk a little bit about the tweet that we were talking about?
Sure.
Or at least the highlighted parts?
Yeah. So it starts out kind of in the first paragraph, where Ian Walker talks about that he doesn't even really know how to review something like this, especially in a time like we're in right now. And so I think that kind of highlights what's going to come later in the article, because of course he does go into the actual review and he talks about the system and its capabilities and everything like that. But then as you get down to the bottom, it definitely takes more of a political turn and talks about what's going on currently in the world. One second while I find that tweet, because I have the review up, but then I have to go
no problem.
digging through.
So while you're getting that, I'm going to read a little bit of it. So like she said in the beginning, the reviewer mentions that they've skimmed several times so as to glean some insight into what they should cover or how they should review the PS5. How can anyone at this very moment in time review this thing is in the first paragraph. So before we move on, Kelly, Brandon, and Gabe, if you went to a website and in the first paragraph the review said something to the effect of, I'm going to review this, I don't know how to review this, I've had to look at PS4 reviews, I've skimmed several times to try to get some insight into what I should cover or how to review this, how would you feel about that review if that's what you read?
Go ahead, Gabe, you can go first.
No, go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, what I was going to say is, I do appreciate how frank that is. I'll say that much. That are like, oh wow, they're just straight up putting it out there about how they're reviewing it. And for me personally, seeing something that's that different would probably make me more inclined to read it, as opposed to like one of the other 100 reviews out there that are talking about it. That being said, I can't help but like see something like that and feel like it's going to turn a lot because, especially if you have somehow like dodged everything that's been talked about in terms of the next gen consoles, and that's the first thing you're reading, and you just want to know things, but you're reading from somebody that's like not entirely confident. I feel like most people are going to be like, maybe not this one. Maybe I'll check another one. They'll probably just stop at that first paragraph and not even read. And, again, like I said, I don't personally feel that way. That would actually give me more of an inclined to read it. But I'm also speaking from the perspective of not only like I like the underdog or whatever, but also from the fact that it's different. It's different from the thousand things. And I also already know most of the other what's going to be out the console. I already kind of have an idea of what's going to come out of these reviews, So at this point, to me, that just reads as something that's going to be different than anything else I've read. So that would actually incline me to like give it a look.
You? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Gabe?
Sorry, I thought I heard music. But yeah, funny enough, because as you were talking about the review, I went online to look at it, and after I read that first paragraph, I was like, no, fuck this, I'm not gonna read this. So I scrolled all the way down. And I'm looking for the number review, and all of a sudden I see something about COVID-19 and the presidency.
Okay.
And I'm like, shitting me. I was like, you got to be joking. Like.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Before you go into all of that, though, because I do want Marissa to be able to read it before you tell me about like how you feel about it. I just wanted to know how you felt about that opening, because we've all done reviews for HPCritical at this point. So we have a review format. We know how the reviews are going to go. Of course, if you're reviewing a console, it's going to be a little different. But if I read that, I'd be like, why are we sending out reviews to people who don't know how to do reviews? Like, that's what I got from it. Like, that's why I'm like, okay, I think it's really interesting that Brandon would be like, oh, okay, this is going to be different, because to me, different isn't always good. Like, if I'm talking to someone about something, I want to talk to someone that's passionate about it, right? So if I'm talking about Breath of the Wild, of course I'm going to try to talk to Brandon or Gabe about it. If I'm talking about, okay, what's the scary game that I need to play, I'm going to hop up on Skype or Discord or in a PS chat and be like, hey, Kellie, like, let's play this shit together, If I need some Animal Crossing advice, obviously I'm going to Marissa. Like, these are, like... and if I wanted Marissa to write something on Animal Crossing, I'm like, or if there's something about Animal Crossing, I'm like, okay, let me hit Marissa up. If there's a really scary game I want for review, I'm like, okay, let's hit up Kellie. So for me, it's like, damn, if I had a PS5 review unit to send out to one of you guys to review, and I'm thinking about who I would send it to, I'm not going to personally send it to someone who's going to be like, well, I don't know how to review this in their first paragraph.
Yeah, I can see that. It'd be like giving Gabe an Xbox Series X to review.
Exactly.
My first paragraph's gonna be like, look, no matter what you say, this is shit.
What? I actually don't agree with that either, because I think that is very different. I think it's different giving someone who doesn't like something a chance to review it than someone who just doesn't know how to do it.
That's true. That's
I would actually read a Gabe shitting on Xbox review, right? Like,
yeah,
I'd be like,
there is room for a negative review as opposed to a neutral review or a uninformed review. True.
Yeah, like, I'd read that and be like, this dumbass motherfucker is so wrong, and then write my own review about why he can't review products for Xbox because he don't know what he's talking about, right? That is very different than Kellie, did you want to hop in on this before we continue on this one?
Kind of, but I feel like I'm the odd man out. Like, I definitely think that, like, I was thinking about this, though, like, really, and I'm probably just bitter because I didn't get a next-gen console, but, like, imagine, like, this is all I've cared about, right?
Right.
And, like,
I know this.
Like, but, like, then I'm, like, today I'm thinking, because I've given up. I'm not getting a PS5 right now. I'm not getting a next-gen console right now. I got Call of Duty on my Xbox One. I'm just, like, over it right now, because I was literally thinking, like, COVID and this whole presidency and, like, election and everything, like, that's, like, real life that's happening, and I don't really, like, I would like a distraction, but, like, that's what's really going on. I mean, for someone to bring up that kind of stuff in the article, I guess it's kind of weird, but I don't really think that that's wrong. Like, I was thinking, how can I, like, kind of sit here and just be like, oh, yeah, PlayStations and Xboxes and new things, like, first of all, I just got a job. Like, I didn't even have a job. What am I going to spend money I don't even have on something I can't afford? It's not even Christmas yet. It's like just this weird tiny thing where shit is just hitting the fan every day, something else.
Yeah.
Everything's on fire. Like, it's just a cluster. And I'm like, first world problems. Where's my PlayStation? You know, I get what he's saying. And like, I felt like such a big baby whenever I was like whining about like not getting a first-gen system. I'm like, people are literally like dying of COVID like right now. And I'm like,
Okay.
you know, whining and whatever. Anyways,
So
that was my
no.
thing.
So I'll actually, since we're moving in that direction, I'll actually let Marissa go ahead and read the rest of it, and then we'll continue this conversation.
Okay, so this is a little bit further down in the article once they get to the point where they're actually starting to talk about some of those topics. The first highlighted section is the world is still reeling under the weight of COVID-19 pandemic. There are more Americans out of work right now than at any point in the country's history, with no relief in sight. Our healthcare system is an inherently evil institution that forces people to ration life-saving medications like insulin or choose suicide over suffering with untreated mental illness. So already, you know, getting there, kind of just going in. The next section that's highlighted is, as I'm writing this, it looks very likely that Joe Biden will be our next president, but it's clear that the worst people aren't going away just because the new old white man is sitting behind the resolute desk. Well, at least not this old white man. Our government is fundamentally broken in a way that necessitates radical change rather than oh my gosh, see, I told you that this is going to be horrible.
No, rather than incremental electoralism.
Thank you.
I
was like, I'm going to tongue twist that, and it's going to be horrible. I can say it in my brain, not so much out loud. The next portion is, but there's an irrefutable level of privilege attached to the ability to simply tune out the world as it burns around you.
And in that paragraph as well, it starts by saying the harsh truth is that for the reasons listed above and more, a lot of people won't simply be able to buy a PlayStation 5 regardless of supply. Or if they can, concerns over increasing austerity in the United States and the growing threat of widespread political violence supersede any enthusiasm about the console's SSD or how ray tracing reflections more realistically. And then it does say that's not to say you can't be excited for those things. I certainly am on some level. And then it goes into what she said, which is there's an irrefutable level of privilege attached to the ability to simply tune out the world as it burns around you. So now that we had the entirety of the article, Gabe, I'm going to go to you first and let you finish up. How do we feel about this type of political stuff being placed in a article for a review for a game console?
I was still kind of gathering my thoughts, but I'm
back to you.
I'm gonna be human, and I'm gonna give the guy respect for bringing that up, in his article. But I'm also gonna be Gabe and say there's a place and time for that, and a console review is not that. You could have stuck that article, 2 days ago or last week or when the PS5 or the Xbox was first announced, and you could have brought that up, but there's no nicer way for me to say this because I'm really bad at finding the proper words, but I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Whatever. But
okay.
but like, yeah, he has his fair points where like, yeah, there's a certain privilege that comes attached to being able to separate yourself from what the hell's happening outside in the world. Look, man, I've been working nonstop since the virus started. And yes, thankfully, I still have a job. But for me, knowing that there was a new console coming out, it was relaxing because it was one of the more, normal things that was still happening in the world that could still happen without everyone getting sick. Because, they gave, it was an online order, it was online pre-orders, and they would give it to you or they give you curbside pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So the excitement of the PS5 and even the Xbox Series X, it was like, yeah, 2020 sucks. 2020 has been one of the worst years anyone living has been through. But the console release the console release was something that felt normal. Like, like we have something big to talk about this year. And not to be a stickler and not to like laser point everything that Yes, I agree. I do agree. Bark, bark. Um, and not to laser point everything he said, but he one of his points was Sony and Microsoft chose the wrong time to release this console, but he solely focused on America. I'm sorry, buddy, but the rest of the world got the consoles too. So just because America is having a hard time dealing with the virus, and we have one of the most corrupt governments, FBI, don't shut to my house, corrupt governments, out there, and there's so many blatant wrong things happening in this country, doesn't mean that the other countries shouldn't be able to enjoy it. Like, again, I didn't have all my thoughts together, so I kind of like zigzagged all over the place, but I hope one of my points got across.
I thought it was cohesive.
And then again, that was the end of his review. There was no number. It's a PlayStation 5 review. No, I looked throughout the entire thing. He doesn't say something out of something at all. Like he literally.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that not every website does number reviews.
Yeah, but like even okay, that's understandable. Like the way it was like PlayStation 5, and then mush, coronavirus and politics. There was no, in conclusion, this is what I think of it. No, the only thing similar to that he said was, if you can and you want to, you can go out and get the PlayStation 5 and enjoy it for yourself. But if you can't, video games are gonna be here forever. It's like, all right, dude, what's the verdict on the PS5? Like, it's not PlayStation 5 and my thoughts. It's PlayStation 5 review. And it may not be like it may, I can't put the blame all on him. Some of that falls on Kotaku for not, I guess, choosing someone who knows how to review. Like, again, I feel like his main point was what was written at the bottom, and that could have been its own separate article on a completely different day.
I want to jump in really quickly and read another little bit of this article. It says Sony and Microsoft chose a hell of a time to release their next generation video game consoles. I think the PlayStation 5 is a great machine, but it's tough to recommend when folks are literally fighting for their lives while residing in the richest country in the world. I was very lucky to receive a PlayStation 5 for the purposes of this review, despite the fact that I am comfortable enough to have bought one on my own. If you're in the same boat, I encourage you to grab the console and see what it's all about for yourself. If you aren't, don't feel like the PlayStation 5 would change your life. It's a video game system, and it's not going anywhere. I'm looking forward to a time when we can all chat about next-generation gaming on equal footing without a dozen daily crises looming over our heads. Until then, let's focus on what's truly important, even if that means dipping out of the next-gen hype machine for a bit. So that's how it ends. Just for listeners, that's how it ends. Like we said, you can go find this article over at Kotaku. It is their PlayStation 5 review. Anybody else want to jump in after Gabe?
I'll make a really quick comment. I don't have too much to say on the subject, but I mostly agree with Gabe's points. I mean, it would, like, honestly, I think an article like that, specifically referring to like the end portion where it is talking about these real issues, I think that would have made an amazing feature article piece that would have been wonderful. People would have been sharing that around. Obviously, there's going to be there, even if that had gotten released as a standalone, people are still going to complain that somebody is shitting on their hype for next gen. That's just going to happen. But I feel like it's probably more so just because it just really read like a kind of like a sucker punch, and especially like Gabe said, it came right at the end. That's usually where in when you're writing like a review of something, that's kind of like where you're doing like your wrap ups. And then as you read it, instead of getting your wrap ups, you're going on a completely different subject. And going on a tangent, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing in any article. Mm-hmm. But if that's where you're going to end, I feel like the tangent eventually needs to come back to the source when it comes to the end. So for it to just kind of like go that direction, I mean, like you said, Jerel, you read the last sentences of the paragraph, and it kind of did wrap up in that way for the article purposes, but it never really got away from where the tangent was going. And that's my only real issue of it. I just think, like Gabe said, it's a good message, honestly, but it's at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The more I read this article, the more it's just
I just feel like at the moment, if you want someone to read your article, it has to be sandwiched in a review, and someone has to be reading about the PS5 or the Xbox Series X or S just so they'll even read it. Like, no one would have clicked on an article that said, like, here's what I think about COVID-19 and the PlayStation 5 release. I think that he had to put that into a review or else nobody would look at it, because guess what? Everyone wants to be in their little, their little bubble, their little like COVID-free everything bubble with their new systems. And I think that like he put it at the end, so it was almost like a closing statement. You could have stopped reading before then. He didn't really wrap it up saying about the PlayStation 5, but it's a very long article about the PlayStation. Yep. And then in the very end, he just says, something about that. So like, I think he saved it for the end at least. Most people probably didn't even make it that far. Obviously, we did.
Sure, we did.
I mean, I didn't read it. Honestly, I didn't read it until you were talking about it. But like I said, I don't think anybody would have clicked on a serious article right now. They wanted PS5 reviews. They want Xbox reviews. They don't want to read something depressing whenever they're trying to be excited. So I do think it was well placed if you want someone to click on it and you want to make that impact. And I think it had that impact from an artistic point of view as well. Just put it at the end, and that's what he really feels. I honestly think it's a little bit more powerful. Okay, I talked about how great it is, but reality still exists. Yeah, I mean, I think it's, like I said, it plays well for if you want a lot of people to click it and you don't want, to make everybody depressed by labeling your article here's my negative thoughts on the PlayStation. So I feel like he led in with something positive at least.
Marissa, do you want to go or should I?
You go ahead and go, because I feel because we've been talking about this for I think a day and a half or 2 days now. Mm-hmm. So I know that my thoughts have kind of altered a little bit. So I'm curious to see what you say.
Okay. So I actually see it both ways. I think that everything that is said is very important, but I think that it should be mentioned that this article is really long, but most of the article is all about the PS5, right? So I think it is unfair to discount the review as a PlayStation 5 review, because it technically is a PlayStation 5 review, right? A lot of it is, goes into detail about what the PlayStation 5 is. I also believe that, yes, this is an article that I would love to see over at HPCritical, why it's hard for me to dive into next gen. And then I talk about how, it's really hard to escape from the harshness of reality right now, because every day I go to work, there's the, issue of possibly, contracting COVID, or, I'm stressed about elections. We all were. Everyone here, I'm sure we've talked about it. We were all stressed about elections. So I think that is very pertinent. I think it's very normal. I think it's okay to write about those things. At the same time, I think you should allow people to decide what they want to read. So I feel two ways about this, because I think you should allow people to read what they want to read, but I also think that sometimes you have to throw things in there for people to really get the picture. By that, I mean, if I want to read a review for the PS5, don't force your political nonsense down my throat. I'm literally doing this for escapism, so the last thing I want is for you to I am suffering from the same thing that you are. So I'm reading about this as an escape. Maybe I can't get the PS5 right now. I'm just reading reviews because one day down the line, I hope I can get it. And then, bam, here's a reminder of why you can't get it. Right in the article, I'm trying to read about why I want to get away from that stuff. So I think everyone is already there, and we know how we feel about that. So it's that's weird to me. But also, if it's something that's that important, I agree with Kellie. Yes, it should be in here, because it's affecting all of us. COVID has affected everyone here. It is something that's pertinent. It is something that should be talked about. Personally, I feel like it is, people will say it's 3,500 words and only 350 are about, COVID and the presidency. I personally would have been hey, this is a lot. Let's make this a separate feature piece, instead of doing so much of it in a review. I think we can put portions of it in this review, and then maybe in this review we'll be so if you want to, if you're feeling this way about the situation, click here and you can read the entire article of why I feel like this, so that people who are interested can go and read it. People who aren't interested still, have that awareness of what's going on in the world. But I don't think you should ever make people feel bad for wanting to escape the world. Personally, I don't think people should should feel bad for wanting a bit of escapism. And I feel like the way that this is written can kind of come off like making me feel bad for being excited for a PS5. And I think that's the one thing I kind of don't like about it. Because like I know that the PS5 is not going to change my life. So when you write, don't feel like the PlayStation 5 is going to change your life, I know that. Like, I'm not here I'm aware it's not going to change my life. I'm aware that I still have to go to work tomorrow. I'm aware that I still have to deal with COVID. I'm aware what, that the president is like being ridiculous with this whole recount thing. Like the presidency is going over and over. Like, I get all that. Like, I get that. So you know what I want to do? I just want to play Demon's Souls. I just want to shoot people in Call of Duty for 30 minutes and then go get scared watching Kellie stream. Like, let me have that. Let me have that, and then I'll come back and I'll be like, damn, I still have to deal with the same shit I had to deal with the day before. And I didn't need an article to tell me about it because that's not what I came here for. So but I also, like I said, agree with Kellie. Like, sometimes people need a reminder. Like, these are expensive consoles. That's $500. Yeah. This PlayStation 5 is $500. Like, that, I think, is a valid part of review. Like, the price of this in the current economy, I think, wow, it's amazing that PlayStation and Xbox were able to even get these consoles out, like, right now during COVID with everything happening. I think it's really, amazing on their part to be able to commit to 2020 to start next gen with everything going on. But at the same time, $500 is not a little bit of money. And if you're going in for something that should be talked about. Yeah, the economy is, in a very specific situation with COVID. People are out of jobs. Yes, we should talk about the price of this, and that should be a part of your review. But, at the same time, everyone knows what they're getting into, Like, I know that the PS5 is $500. I know either it's out of my price range or it's in my price range. What I want to know is whether it's worth it, right? So I think reviews are supposed to be whether it's worth it. And this review does both, I guess. It tells me whether it's worth the $500 or not, but then it also tells me you broke during COVID, so don't buy it. Anyway, I'm
done. So my thoughts is more so that words made this the wrong place in the wrong time. So similar to what Gabe was saying, if you've clicked into this article and your immediate first thing is, who can even be thinking about this console right now? And then you scroll to the bottom to see the score, and then it's this talk about your privilege, it's talk about everything that's going on in the world, that immediately puts you into a defensive state. You don't want to talk about this. You're just angered and you're frustrated, and this isn't what you wanted. I think that if it would have been worded more like a conversation, more just kind of being open to everything that's going on, but not accusatory, because I feel like a lot of the words are really coming off as, you should not be caring about this console right now. You should be caring about the state of the world, not the PlayStation 5. And that's going to just immediately shut down so many of those conversations before they even get a chance to start. I've seen a lot of the comments that are going about this and on Twitter and things like that are talking about how upset they are and how pissed off they are that this was inside of an article, where if you would have altered the way that it was worded so that way it was a little bit more inviting to this idea of, look, this is an amazing piece of technology, sure, but there's a lot going on in the world right now, and kind of opened it up a little bit more for, let's talk about that. There's going to be a lot of people who just aren't getting this console right now because of what's going on in the world, because of their financial status. But I don't think that you should be attacking people for finding comfort in, like we've all kind of been saying, is something that felt a little bit normal. I know that for me personally, at the start of lockdown, I was going through a lot of stuff. Like, financially, I was like, I'm probably going to lose my house. Like, I was worried about where this future was going to be. I was worried about the state of my job, and then, trying to find other work that was going to be able to help me get through this period of time. But it was still comforting that after all the job searching, that after doing all the the penny counting and everything that I had to do on my end, is that I could sit down with Animal Crossing and just not pay attention to that stuff. everyone needs a little bit of de-stressing. Everyone needs a little bit of escapism. If you don't have that and you're just going 24/7 with everything that's around you, it's just going to be so draining, and it's just going to hurt you mentally, emotionally, in your soul. It's just going to really bother you. So if you don't have those things that just kind of soothe you and calm you, so that way you are ready to go into what you need to do the next day, no matter if it's with COVID, no matter if it's with politics, if you're going to protest, if you're, showing up and volunteering for things, that's wonderful and excellent. Let's talk about how we can change things and make things better while still enjoying the escapism that you have for however long you're going to be playing the PlayStation. Whether right now you are out of work because of COVID and everything going on, then let's talk about what there is for you to still be able to play if you are able to get your hands on this console. And then if not, let's talk about, how you're not missing out too much right now, because there isn't a whole lot to play. And, yes, it improves graphics and performance and loading times and everything like that, but you're still fine with the PlayStation 4 and you don't have to freak out about it. So I think that if they would have worded it in a way that made it so that we could talk about a solution, or we could talk about what comes next, as opposed to how the fuck dare you play this game right now? How dare you consider getting a console right now? That's so much different, even if you're getting the same points across. Because I know that personally, I've read through that section and I really kind of agree with everything that was said, but because it comes off so attacking at first, my first impression was like, yo, this was an ambush. I don't appreciate that right now.
Yeah.
So I think if it would have, you could have even started the article the same way, but then just change your wording and your tone a little bit more, so that way you can still bring up all the same ideas and all the same thoughts, but make it about a solution, not just about how dare you, thrive in your privilege right now, being able to afford a console that's going to allow you to escape further. Let's talk about, hey, maybe for 30 minutes that you would normally devote to gaming, look up charities that you can give to, look up nonprofit organizations that are trying to help with stuff that's going on, whether it's the medical side of things, whether it's the political side of things, the civil unrest side of things, there's so many other ways that it could have been handled. And so I think it's more words that made this the wrong place, the wrong time. If it would have been said in a different way, then I think people may have been more receptive to the message.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
But I do still
points.
think that sometimes gamers need to be hit over the head with stuff. And I think
true.
This makes me agree to Kellie's point, that not everyone is going to be able to grab one of these because of X, Y, and Z circumstance. And I do think, like the Black Lives Matter PlayStation thing,
I'm not going to buy a PlayStation now.
Yeah, these are the people that should reach it like this because they're assholes, right? But
yeah.
I also agree. That's why I say I see kind of Kellie's point on the situation, because yes, some of these people are assholes who need to read this, who need to hear this, because they're just not even thinking about the world. But at the same time, I agree with you, Marissa. Don't attack me when I want to read about it, right? And I think you put it succinctly and perfectly that you're essentially, the wording makes it much worse off, I think, than it could have been. So speaking of being able to or not being able to grab consoles because of COVID or whatever, how has you guys' experience been with trying to get, next gen stuff? Okay.
Yes!
All right.
Let's do this.
How has the experience been trying to grab next gen consoles? Before you guys go, I've been very lucky enough to get my pre-orders today. They're not all mine, but I got I think 3 of the 4 PlayStations have actually arrived today, and one of them comes tomorrow.
Address, Jerel.
Look, one of them is Brandon's. I'll give you Brandon's address. You can go steal from him.
Wow, you throw him under the bus like that?
You can't just steal from me. No, I was just kidding. So how has it been for you guys? For anyone who's actually been searching, because I know Marissa's like, fuck this shit. But, like,
yeah, I'm just like, it's gonna happen what's gonna happen.
And one more thing I want to say about that article before I move on is that Marissa has a review for Animal Crossing New Horizons that is coming out on HPCritical, and I think she does a really great job at also addressing COVID-19 during the situation. Like, she does go into how the pandemic can affect the game, and I think anyone who wants to, at some point, it should be out by the weekend, you should definitely come to hpcritical.com, look for it. It'll be on the top of the page, and it'll be our Animal Crossing New Horizons review. And then she does go into the same type of situation, but I think, of course, that she writes it non-accusatory. You know, it's like, this is in fact happening. This is how we're dealing with it. This is how video games have helped me deal with it. Like, this is why Animal Crossing is the way it is. So thank you for that review, Marissa. It was great. And I wanted to bring it up because it reminded me actually of this article. So yeah. Also, check out Kellie's review for Labyrinth if you haven't. And while I'm, oops, I just dropped my already broke phone. Oh my god, I dropped it again. While I'm here, Gabe, what did you just write?
Oh,
Something
it was a
list
nice.
of things,
What?
right? No, what did you just write?
I wrote, it was a feature idea by our very own Christy on our favorite memory of our current gen. Do we still
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, right?
and me, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the title. Are we still calling it current gen, or is it time to start calling it past gen?
First
Because
of
I mean,
all,
it's
nobody
officially
said
released. I know
I
no
don't
one
know
says
how to
past
answer
gen, but I don't know how to
last
say it.
gen.
No, last gen's
Yeah, I
just,
guess so.
actually last
I
gen
guess
sounds
so.
better, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, but are
weird.
we?
Ugh,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I don't know how to. Like, I don't want to
It's
just
here,
say
but I'm not
PS5.
ready.
Yeah,
I was literally playing my PS4 before this podcast. I'm not ready, man.
my PS4 was
Something that
uploaded.
happens when you're on PS5 actually is that, excuse me, whoa, you can see who's on PS4 and who's on PS5 because there are different icons. So like
Yeah.
when I turned on the PS5, like I saw Brandon's with the PS4 and I saw some of my other friends with PS5, and Joe was saying, he was like, oh, that's dirty. And I was like, dang, like you can see who's ignored COVID and charged all their credit cards because they're assholes and got next gen unlike the rest of us. But yeah, so how is the next gen process going for you guys before I talk shit about Walmart and Xbox?
Oof. I haven't gotten a pre-order in, so it hasn't gone well. But I feel like, honestly, the reason that article resonated with me so much was because every time I went to check out with a next gen console or current gen, whatever they are now, I had a moment of hesitation. Like, why am I doing this? Like, is it to get my unboxing vid on YouTube before everybody else? Or is it to actually enjoy something? Or is it just because we live in this society where everyone needs to be like, oh, I got my PS5, so I can, like I said, do my unboxing, or I can just have it to show it off on social media. That was the moment of hesitation. And I've tried to get a console probably no less than 10 times at this point. Yeah. And I just feel like every time I'm like, am I really doing this right now? Like, why am I literally setting alarms in my phone, sitting at my computer, waiting for hours in a queue to get something? I'm glad that people are able to use it and stuff. But like I said, after today, I tried twice to get the PS5 and I almost had it. But I'm kind of glad I didn't get it because it's just $500 that I don't really need to spend right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I've kind of accepted the fact that I'm not going to do it. But it's kind of honestly, I feel like a weight's been lifted. I'm not got it hanging over me anymore. I'm just
you don't have to check at 9 p.m.
I spent $70 today on a video game. Guess what? I can just play a video game tonight. I don't have to pre-order. I don't have to stress. I don't have to do anything. I'm just very content right now because you don't have to have it on release day. It's not that big of a deal. The world's not going to end. I mean, it's ending currently, I think, but because of the PS5, it's not going to end. But like I said, it resonated with me. I'm not I don't know. I don't want to attack anyone. I'm glad that everyone got their consoles and they're happy. I just, like I said, it became unimportant to me. And before I read that article, I was feeling like that. So whenever I read that, I was like, yeah, all right, like I'm hearing
Yeah,
ya.
talk
So,
about it.
yeah, but I was already thinking that like before, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. But yeah, so my next gen, current gen, whatever, my journey has ended until some
Okay.
other time. Some other time.
Okay, that's valid. You know, you just reminded me of the conversation about Apple products. You know, the people who run out and buy a new iPhone even though games like me, even though they literally have a perfectly working phone because you know it's the newest one. I'm so happy actually that that article resonated with you and that you have that opinion on it because I think you know all these opinions are very important. And what you said, I think you know I'm sure Marissa can agree with you. You know, there are times like this girl plays Animal Crossing all the time, you know, and she's happy. Like
Yeah.
she's not like. It's not like, oh my god, I need the next game out, you know? Like, my partner literally will spend, you know, 800 hours in one game, and I'm like, oh my god, but this new game came out, and he's like, why? I'm having fun where I am, right? And then me, I'm like, all right, what's new? Let's go. I need it right now. Buy it. Charge whatever card you want. But that's
So he
just
has all
because...
those PS4 games back there.
I know.
And
Jerel's like, I needed a PS5.
But now I can play
That's a lot of backwards compatibility.
There we go.
True.
Thank you, Brandon. You gotta look at it. This is tons of backwards.
He never even played some of those. He said it the other day. He never even opened one of them.
Yeah, God of War is still in its wrap. It has not been opened.
So it's Far Cry 5 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Uncharted 4 and Wolfenstein 2. Like this whole section is just all still wrapped.
You should have given me your pre-order to me and just kept your PS4 and gone through the PS4 games.
But now I can just play them prettier on PS5.
Yeah, I mean, you still gotta give me your address. Actually, Studio need to give me your address because I need to send you the Age of Calamity. Yeah, so I'm gonna find out where you live anyway.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you to. I'll give you my PO box.
Damn it.
Anyway, no, yes, so, Kelly, I think that's a very valid statement. Like, I'm very happy that you feel that way. Me personally, I just like new things, you know, like they bring me joy. I'm just happy. Like, I'm happy that I have a PS5, but also, you know, in the whole, you know, games journalism type of thing, I do want to keep up, obviously. So, you know, because this is essentially a part of the job that we're doing here, that's why I'm like, oh my god, gimme. But also I just have fun. Like, I love unboxing the Xbox today. Like, it was 2 days late. I was pissed as fuck at Walmart, but when it got here, I was like, look how beautiful this box is. This little block of black. Like, this shit's great. It's fucking awesome. And you know, this allows me to, I think for me, what is most important is being able to game with friends, right? So it doesn't matter what you game on. The fact that we can all just, like, Kelly's on PC, Gabe and I are on PS4, and we're all able to jump into Warzone. Marissa's able to hop onto Smite with Kayla, because that's how y'all playing without inviting me, but I ain't say nothing. Yeah. Brandon and I can hop into Pokemon, and we can, or yeah, me, Brandon, was Brandon there when we were playing Pokemon? No, it wasn't. It was me,
he was streaming.
Joe, Marissa, and Gabe, and, you know, we're all able to just hop in Pokemon. I think it's those friendship moments that are more important than the console, but y'all not gonna take my shiny new console away from me. I spent a lot of credit cards on these things.
Get your hormone traps ready for the thieves.
But my god. My journey for pre-orders was really annoying, but what I will say is that Xbox is trash. And the reason I'm gonna say that is because you know, it might not be Xbox, it might be Amazon. I don't know. The situation is trash. The fact that I did a pre-order, I stayed up super late, got a pre-order on Amazon, and was greeted with an email that said December 31st, 2020 is the day that I'm going to get my Xbox. Why did I even do a pre-order? Like, what was the purpose of pre-ordering if you don't have the units, if you're not going to be able to ship them out? I don't even mind if it's late.
Fault.
Okay, fine. Fuck Xbox. I don't even mind if it's late. But then the pre-order that I got from Target came in. It was late, but, like, the pre-order I got from Target came in. So, like, I'm very much upset with Amazon at the way that this was handled. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what happened. But don't allow for pre-orders if you don't have the inventory. Like, that's just stupid. Why did I pre-order for a console I can't get until after Christmas? That doesn't make any sense. And then the only way that I could have gotten one was on Tuesday at 12 p.m. So I'm gonna tell y'all my annoying story. I woke up, checked Walmart, drove to Walmart where they said it was in stock, got there, And I was told that I can't buy one, and I'm like, I'm literally standing right here. And they were like, oh, well, due to COVID, we're not gonna, sell them. I was like, literally, it's just me and this other guy. Y'all can sell us too. Like, it's just us. Like, we are 6 feet apart. We're not doing anything bad. Just sell them to us right now. So the assistant manager comes over, and he's like, what's going on? I was like, I literally just drove a pretty good Xbox. Me and this other guy over here, we just want to buy an Xbox. It's not even, like, that big of a deal. He was like, okay, let me go check. He goes back, comes back, and he's like, oh, okay, so yeah, you got to order one online. I'm like, why? Like, why? Like, why can't you just sell it to me right now? So he's like, no, you got to come back at 12. I was like, okay, fine. Went home. This was at 7 a.m. So I had to wait for 5 hours. 12 o'clock hits. Hop on Walmart.com, attempt to order it because now I need one because mine isn't coming until freaking December 31st, Amazon. Go online to order. The Xbox Series X sells out in less than 60 seconds everywhere. Got one in the cart, tried to check out, so many error issues. It's 12:01, no more. I now have, for the foreseeable future, absolutely no way to get a Series X. This was fucking annoying. So I'm going back to Walmart to talk to that assistant general manager and tell him I'm mad because I was here and I could have got one and I can't get one for a stupid scalper or someone else who just purchased one to get it shipped so they can sell it on eBay. I'm right fucking here. So yeah, that was my experience. Not happy. As far as the PS5 though, all of my pre-orders are here today on time except for one, which is coming tomorrow. So, and even the Amazon one was on time. So I'm just here to say that everybody who was talking shit about the way that PlayStation did their pre-orders, fuck you guys, because PlayStation got all their PlayStations out, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone that I know that had a pre-order, huh?
No, nothing. We didn't say anything.
Okay. Whatever. No. Everyone that I know that had a PS5 pre-order was able to get their pre-order today or it's on the way. Everyone that I know who has an Xbox literally is like, what the fuck? Why is it that I have to wait until December 31st? I only know like 2 people that actually got them on time. So there's my Xbox had the nerve to make a meme, joke, shit, bullshit, whatever about PlayStation, and they can't even get their units.
Honestly, they made no. Like, okay, I was actually gonna bring this argument up about Xbox because originally that's the console that I wanted, right? Okay, I was like obsessed, like, oh, Microsoft, they love you, give me free stuff, blah blah blah. Yes. Okay, they literally, first of all, they sent out a bunch of free Xboxes to everybody apparently, and I'm like, okay, people can't pre-order but like maybe 3 times or something.
Yeah.
So I'm already mad. They sent fucking Snoop Dogg a refrigerator. They sent him an Xbox refrigerator, but they can't get people consoles out. Like I was on. That's really when my just my detestment for next gen really started. I'm just like, what is this? I can't even order one. You're giving them to a bunch of people for free. Like everybody had one. It wasn't even just like, like a person reviewing it. It was like, oh, you're like our Twitch streamer. Here's a free Xbox. Oh, 2 Twitch streamers in the same house. You both get Xboxes. Yeah. I'm like, you're in the same house. Yep. So I was just like, my disdain for it was just growing. And I'm just like, I, like I said, they can't even get the pre-orders out. I see Jerel, like he had his pre-order. How long did you have it?
I've had it literally since the day of pre-orders.
Since the day of pre-orders.
Yeah, I think it was like the day after PlayStation. Yeah. Like I can look it up, but yeah. I've literally had it like that day.
Shut up.
And he couldn't even get it. Mm-hmm. And like I said, they're giving out free ones.
I literally still have the date.
That was like my biggest argument for them was like I said, a refrigerator, an Xbox Series X refrigerator to whoever was on their list. I know Snoop Dogg was. I saw it.
Yeah.
But like,
he has PlayStation.
And then like people are actually getting their PS5s. And like I said, 4 times at Walmart today you had a chance. Well, one's coming out, but I didn't get one and I'm not going to apparently. But I tried and at least I had 4 chances to, get rejected.
Walmart had one chance. Walmart literally had one chance for the Xbox for the 12. And we were all just sitting there at 12 like, what do we do? Because
it didn't work out. And like I said, I feel like it is kind of Microsoft because...
Yeah. No, at this point, yeah.
It has to be. There's no other...
One more thing I will say about my next-gen experience so far is that, and I mentioned this before, I booted up the Series X and I was like, oh, what am I going to play?
Hey, why don't you play Halo?
Literally the Vincent meme from yeah.
For anyone who's not watching this, the answer is a big fat nothing. I didn't say anything because I didn't have anything to play because Halo was, delayed, as was the other one that we talked about last week that I don't even remember. So, there's Game Pass, but internet bandwidth is a thing. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and Grounded didn't even get released. It was supposed to be a launch title.
Yes.
That was another thing. I thought it was
delay.
gonna be out. It's not even a delay. Was it even supposed to be out? They did an update. Was that what?
It was supposed to be released today?
Well, I don't
Or
know.
Tuesday.
Yeah, but it was just an update.
Man.
And I was like, I thought it was gonna be released, and now like 2021. I'm like, that was supposed to be your launch title. What are you doing? This is the ball. It's dropped. It's another ball dropped. It's just everything.
Yep, they're just everywhere.
But they sold more consoles than ever. I'm like, how is this possible?
The one good thing.
Yeah, with no one getting any of them
at all.
It's easy to sell them if you don't have to actually give people anything.
Them out. Exactly. The one thing I will say is that the Xbox Series X does come with 1 terabyte of SSD, right? And so I started it, and I had I think about 800 usable. And after I downloaded a couple of things or put some stuff in queue, I still have like 700. When I started the PS5 though, oh my gosh, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but like I've never felt like I needed to get an SSD or any external storage. I think Gabe, I think I sent you how much I have. Did I not? Like how much storage was there? I think it's like 600 usable. I posted it in chat because I think you asked how much was like actually usable.
You started talking about the PS4 for some weird reason.
What?
Yeah.
PS5. Did I say PS4?
Yes.
Okay, but y'all know I'm talking about PS5.
No, because then I said, how many did you install? And you said, I didn't install anything. I'm like, the fuck is he talking about?
What is going on? Okay, so the conversation.
So usable space was 667.2 gigabytes.
Thank you, Marissa.
Oh, no, yeah, there's a picture. Yeah, never mind. I was going on one of my Walmart rants. That's why. Oh,
yes,
no.
It was 67 usable, and that was 144 being games and 41, like almost 50 being other. So I was like, this is crazy that it's already so little. So what happened was I was actually able to transfer from PS4 to PS5, and it allowed me to select the games that I wanted to transfer. But the files were so big that after I selected like 5 games, it was probably like 7 or 8 games, it was literally just like, you have no space. And I was like, what? I just got this. Like, how is this even possible? So I had to take almost all of them off just to be able to have some actual storage. So PS5 storage is a concern for me already, and we can't replace the SSD currently. We have to wait until the update comes out, so I'm already just like, what's gonna happen? But other than that, I've received almost all the PS5s. It's been a smooth sailing experience. The UI is great. It's actually new and different as opposed to the Xbox One. One tidbit that I found out was that the PS5 is bigger than the Xbox, but the Xbox is heavier than the PS5, which is crazy because you would think that big ass white block is going to weigh more. It does not. The Xbox is pretty hefty, and I will attempt to try to get one to put on screen if I can. But that was my experience. Gabe, did you want to talk about yours, or you just
anyone else want to go before I do? Because I'm gonna go for a while.
I mean,
Marissa. No, I've been waiting for this.
Oh boy, let's get it started. I was originally gonna go straight to Walmart, but Jerel and Kellie brought up the whole celebrities getting free, celebrities and streamers and all that, and content creators getting free consoles. That's bullshit. I don't know how many times it has to be said. Stop giving rich people free shit. It doesn't make sense. You don't need advertising. Like they're not gonna get. If someone already hasn't heard about your console, they're never gonna hear about it. Giving it to a celebrity is not gonna do anything. Stop. What are you doing this for?
I'm disagreeing with you.
I'm already angry, so we'll deal with that later.
Okay.
I don't believe that celebrities should be getting that much free shit. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, my next point of attack. Walmart.
Walmart's trash to me.
Walmart.
Dead to me. So is Amazon.
I say this with as much respect as I can. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, how is that? Like, how's there any respect?
Jesus Christ. Dude, look, listen. You were the first retailer to fuck up pre-orders. Let's get that out of the way.
That, like, did them
Yeah.
early for
PlayStation was like, we're gonna have pre-orders available tomorrow. Walmart today? Oh, I'm sorry. 2 seconds later, they're all gone. That's ridiculous. The website.
I actually was with my sister trying to help her pre-order one, and the website didn't even it wasn't even loading. Like it was just stuck.
I woke up. I usually don't use both my monitors at the same time I'm on my computer. I woke up. I connected my second monitor. Where did someone just left?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, Kelly went mute. I hooked up both my monitors. I put one Walmart page on one with the digital console, the other one with the normal console. I put my phone on Walmart. I put my iPad on Walmart. As soon as the clock hit 12, the very second I hit refresh, it refreshed the page. I clicked add to cart on all four at the same, but simultaneously, the same time. And within those 5 seconds that it took me to do that, it went out of stock. And then on my phone, it refreshed automatically by itself, and it said, "Oh, we have some in stock." I hit add to cart. It took like 3 minutes to add to the cart. I went to the cart. There was nothing there. I went to the iPad, and on the Walmart thing, it said I had something in the cart. So I went to the cart, waited another 3 minutes for it to load up. It showed the PS5, but it had out of stock. So I'm like, you know what? That's okay. It was the first wave. Totally expected that. I gotta go to work. Gotta make my money. At 3 o'clock, I was blessed enough to have a break between my flights of where I work, and I sat there connected to the Wi-Fi. And as soon as 3 o'clock hit, I hit refresh. It refreshed very quickly for me. I hit add to cart. It added it to the cart really quickly. I hit my cart so I can check out. It was like it hit me with the error page, like, "Oh, sorry, we're having problems with our website. Try again." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna keep my cool. I'm at work. I can't start cursing randomly because someone's gonna be wrong. I'm gonna get out of the place." So I hit refresh again. It refreshed, but this time there was nothing in my freaking cart. So I'm like, okay, USA. I went to PS5. As soon as I hit PS5 again, the website went down. I'm like, you know what? Again, I'm at work. I don't want to lose my shit in front of everybody. I'm gonna let it go. We have 2 more shots.
Yeah.
I get home. You come home after work. You want to relax. You want to just I get home. I turn my computer on. My iPad's going. My iPad's ready. Everything's ready before we start this call. And I have screenshots about this too. As soon as the clock hit 6, I hit refresh. The freaking page still said, "Oh, we're gonna be restocking at 6 o'clock. Come back then." I'm like, all right, it's already 6 o'clock, stupid. So I went and I refreshed it again. I timed this down and I wrote down the times too, because I feel like at some point, I feel like some people thought I was exaggerating everything. So I was like, I want proof. For the 6 o'clock one, it took me 1 minute and 32 seconds to get it into my cart. To hit checkout, it took me 58 seconds. To move to the this is the same page, mind you. To move to the payment part of the checkout process after confirming my address, it took me 1 minute and 10 seconds. Why? It doesn't. Walmart.
Yep.
Listen, if someone from Walmart hears me, I don't care if you got offended by my very first statement. At least listen. Tell your stupid company that as soon as someone's on the checkout page, hold the stupid ass system. There is no reason I should lose my system in my spot because your caveman ass Wi-Fi in 2020 decides to run at 2 kilobytes per second.
Yeah.
And I know I'm attacking Walmart a lot right now, but GameStop, you're not safe either. You useless, useless company of a game store, dude. You can't call yourself GameStop, and you can't advertise. Yeah, we're all about power to the players. No, you can also go grab a terabyte and stick it up your ass. How are you gonna tell me? How are you gonna tell me? You're gonna send out a tweet and you're gonna put it on Instagram we will be having not pre-order, we'll be having PlayStation 5 orders available this evening.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
Yeah,
so
this evening.
that
Oh,
was
stop.
the most.
Brother, evening is from 6 o'clock p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. What the fuck is it gonna tell me in 3 hours? And you know what? The fact that they didn't even send out another tweet telling
when
you
they were available.
when they were doing it. Oh, and get this. This is another cool part. So I went onto the website. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be smart about this, and I'm gonna sign up for alerts. I want the email alert when it goes live. Bitch,
You didn't get that, huh?
it wasn't even in my junk mail.
Oh my god. And something else about GameStop that really annoyed me, as first of all, I completely agree with the evening thing, because I was like, okay, I guess that's 6 p.m. Like, they didn't say a specific time, and I was refreshing the Twitter to see if they said anything. Never did they confirm, like you said. But GameStop was only selling bundles. So the cheapest PS5 you could get was $800. The cheapest one in a pandemic that you could receive was $800. They were not selling individual. I don't know, because I
It's
thought
the
$800
console.
and I turned it off.
It's you want to know why it went up so high? And I'm gonna go back to taking a shot at one of my favorite games. It was because it was the PS5, a controller. You had, I think, shit. What was the game? You had two games. One of the games was really good. One of the games was the Spider-Man game, Miles Morales. You want to know what the other freaking game was? You want to know why it went up to $800? It was fucking NBA 2K21.
Are you shitting me?
And that. The thing is, people just want a console. Like, I'm talking about, oh yeah, I want something new, I'm gonna throw it on a credit card. I refuse to give y'all $800 for a $500 console. One that I could get for $400 is digital. I'm not paying double that for y'all to force a console bundle on me just because you know that I want one. Like, to me, that is trash. That is above scalper trash. Like, if you have them,
being a scalper.
If you have the consoles and you're not saving them for Black Friday or some other bullshit, sell them to people at retail price during. Now I'm gonna go back to that article. Yeah, fuck, I'm agreeing, sir. Tell GameStop that they need to sell them at regular price because it's COVID. Like, they need to stop with the bullshit. We should all be worried about the president. So sell them at $400 retail value. Stop this bullshit. I was very upset. And they went up to over $1,000, by the way. Some of these bundles go up to over $1,000.
Oh, I'm sure. And I was just thinking about this now. Hold on. If the PS5 is $500 and it's bundled with two games,
depending.
Okay, but in this case, I'm assuming this bundle was like the non-digital edition, right?
Yeah, the non-digital was $800.
Okay, so here's my thing. If it's the system, what it normally comes with in two games, why the fuck is it $800?
Because it's NBA 2K21.
Because then you
Miles
get
Morales is only $50.
Yeah,
okay.
So
why is it not $600 or something?
It's 2K21.
It's two controllers?
It's
okay, it's two controllers. That's still only $600.
I got a bundle and it was like $750 with two controllers and either one or two games. It has to be two controllers.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
It must be, but even so, that would, in my mind, that would still only put it to like $650 to be a value at that point.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm just wondering where that 150 came from.
PS Plus for a year, headset.
Oh yeah,
camera.
they do have those. Yeah, they have the little. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because nobody wants that shit.
No.
We just want a PS4, 5, or an Xbox. Like, that's it.
That's all. I was just trying to figure out why it was $800, $300 more for two games, but that makes sense. But still,
another thing. While he looks for that,
I have it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, cool. Tell me.
The PlayStation 5 Ultimate Launch Day System Bundle comes with the new system, a controller.
A controller?
Yeah, right now it has one.
Continue.
It has the PlayStation Plus, the 12-year membership, not 12-month membership.
Okay.
12 years.
Yeah.
12 years.
12 years that makes sense. Yeah, starting to make sense. The membership, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and NBA 2K21. That's all it has.
Yeah, that's not 800. That's not $800.
$100 for Miles Morales and 12 years, right? 50-50. That's what, 700? And then 760 for a controller. I don't know how much controllers are.
It doesn't matter. It's one controller. That would come with the PS5 anyway.
Yeah, it was the one controller that comes with the PS5.
Oh, it's not an additional?
No.
One. like when Kelly said 2, I was like, oh, if that's 2, it kind of makes sense. But if it's 1, and
one of the bundles I looked at definitely had 2.
Yeah.
The digital for some reason that's the thing. But for some reason, the digital edition, which is a cheaper one, the bundle comes with the extra controllers, and it comes with controlling the charging station.
And
but that's only $750 compared to the regular edition. That just brings
still a lot though for that.
During a pandemic, during COVID, during political unrest, we can't be shelling out $800 for a $500 console. That's just unacceptable.
Oh man. Oh.
The other thing that has been an issue for me this entire time was that the way that they are shipping these things, and I know this isn't the companies, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter with, broken or smushed in Xbox boxes right now. I think I posted in chat, I got one of my PS5s from Target today, and the box was like open on the side. The invoice was ripped. I was like, what is this? Luckily, like the PlayStation console itself was fine, but I got another box from Amazon. They just like left it. First of all, both my 2 PlayStations and the Xbox were literally just left outside. And I didn't even know. And I was told that they were outside, and I was like, what? Like, I didn't get a notification. I got nothing. And usually Amazon will tell you, like, hey, it's on the way, or it's 10 stops away. Yeah. Didn't get any of that. Literally got nothing. The only one that required a signature was the one from PlayStation, and that one came in a nice, tidy box. I signed for it. They brought it in. That was fine. My Xbox had a dent on the box. It wasn't as crazy as some that I've seen. My Target box was just, like, freaking just plain open. And even if you don't know like what someone gets, I'm gonna show you guys really quick this box if I can actually pick it up. These boxes are huge, so it's like it's PS5 launch day. If I see 3 of these big ass boxes on somebody's yard, I'm gonna steal one for Gabe.
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, like I know exactly what this is. Like it's clearly. I'm gonna see actually if I can even lift it. I might need some help. But
you want me to go? I'll go help you. Just give me your address.
So this is the regular box, like
yes, sir. That's that type of briefcase,
right? But one of the ones that I just got from Amazon is actually I'm gonna gain some muscles trying to lift this thing. It's not open because it's not mine, so I can't show you guys. It's actually going to Brandon, but it's oh my god,
oh my goodness,
huge and heavy. It's like this is sitting on your porch, so like everybody knows exactly what this is. Like it's the whole process is just I've just been like and Target sent out a message to everyone who ordered from oh my god Target sent out a message to everyone who ordered from them that was just like saying that you're gonna be able to tell what the product is. Like they're not having it in like a special Target box or anything. It literally says what it is, but they did clarify to say that it's still coming in a Target box. It just says Target, because at first I was like, please don't just drop a PS5 box outside of my door and hope for the best. Like that just seems like a really, really bad idea.
Yeah, I thought like 2 weeks ago when Pikmin 3 was coming out, I thought it was bad that I didn't get a notification about that. I just woke up, I was like, hey, it's an hour before my stream. Is my Pikmin coming? Oh, there it is. Thanks for telling me, Amazon. Imagine that was a PlayStation 5. I was like, oh.
I literally don't understand what's happening with them. Anything else you guys want to talk about next gen before I?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I wasn't done with my experience, by the way.
Oh, please continue.
Because I forgot to show everybody the screenshot. So during the 3 o'clock wave, when I had managed to get it into my cart and I managed to hit the checkout and the payment part, I didn't get a confirmation of getting a successful order. I don't know if you guys can see this.
I can. Yeah, I can.
So the bottom email is telling me I got the order. The very top one is it's saying it was canceled. What the fuck? It's just like I know there's a pandemic going on. I know there's a lot of other stuff to worry about, but dude, you're a massive retail store. You're Walmart. Everyone knows you. You should not be this bad at handling something like this. That's ridiculous. And then there was another GameStop. Oh, and the GameStop thing. I was looking because I was reading to see did they ever go online with their orders. They went online with their orders at 11:58 last night. When again, the evening time period is literally 6 to 9 p.m. Anything after that is late night. So, and then I don't have anything to say against Target and Best Buy because I tried them once and I was like, I don't really care about them.
My Best Buy experience was great. Best one. Literally the best one. I was like, if I ever order consoles anymore, I'm going to either Best Buy or Target.
And when you hear that Best Buy and Target, I don't have to trash you on podcast today because you guys made one of us happy at least.
Nah,
Walmart,
Target made my Xbox late.
If you secured, like, honestly, Gabe, was that the 3 o'clock that you thought you got?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you
Why
about.
didn't they make just one less in the 6 o'clock? Like,
yeah, and give you that one instead of
like, I don't understand, like, why'd they cancel it? Like, obviously they had more stock coming. If they said you secured it, then give the people at 6 o'clock less. Like, that's not really fair because you really thought that you got one, you know, and then you didn't. But to be honest, I've had shitty experiences at Best Buy too because I have a credit card there. I wanted to get it, but like the website never loads. And then once it does, it's sold out.
Their website's not the greatest.
They haven't had any new ones that I've seen at all since launch day. I mean, since pre-order day.
Yeah, but pre-order
day. They literally go like they upload like they're like, oh, okay, you know, orders are available. Oh, never mind.
That's how it was.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're updating every few minutes, and then every few minutes I'm like looking, and it's like, oh, you missed out. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
So
also,
I'm gonna try.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious if like all these retailers, if they didn't have pre-orders, it just had like some kind of like goofy emoji, like you missed out.
You don't understand. I will single-handedly loot every single one of their stores in this country if they did that.
Yeah,
that's insult to injury.
Gabe has now confessed on this podcast to beating up old ladies, and now we're going to loot stores.
Do you
realize, little kids.
How much money
but you
that's
also
going to cost
little
you?
old ladies there too. You said
What?
no one was no.
Do you realize how much money that's going to cost you to go across the country to loot stores? Maybe you should just loot your local one.
No, I want to loot we voted loot. My state voted.
You heard it here. You heard it here, everyone. Loot your local stores.
No, stop.
So we're gonna add on to Jerel's FBI watch list, Mr. I'm super dope last week.
Oh my God, Marissa, I said I'm super doped up. It was very embarrassing. I'm not doped up. I don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids.
I don't do drugs.
And don't loot your local stores.
And don't loot your local stores. Be good. Be kind.
Unless someone starts looting first. And then definitely loot your
Don't
stores.
do this. Don't do this.
Don't do this. Pop in and we'll all go.
Don't do this.
I was like, yo, if there's looting at some point this month because of the presidency or something, I'm going.
Marissa, I am so sorry that this is the podcast you had to be a guest on. We aren't normally this.
No, we are. We just are.
Yes, we are. I said I'm gonna pull
that's fine.
Jerel, you said
I will
earlier
just
if
say
you
that
saw
I did
PlayStation
not-
boxes, you'd get them. So
Okay, but that's just, grabbing them from a neighborhood house. That's not looting the store.
okay, from a
Jerel,
billion-dollar
we're stealing.
company, so it's
All right,
better
you know
to
what?
steal from your neighbor.
You know what?
Yeah,
You should
right.
steal from the billion-dollar company instead. My bad. So speaking of, oh yeah, are you? I'm sorry. You have more?
No, it's just that at 9 o'clock of Thursday,
I know.
I'm gonna try one more time.
You're gonna get
I actually have two PlayStations in my cart.
Oh, so you should just be able to go click and go.
Yeah. So Kelly, I might have you for this wave. I don't know because Walmart likes to be stupid.
Just
Yeah.
don't do it. Don't do it. For me.
Kelly's like, I don't
Get
want.
yours.
It's fine.
Like I'm over it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you guys can catch my entire Walmart breakdown on Twitter. Actually, I've been tweeting at them
Yes,
the
you've
entire
been live
day.
tweeting. It's amazing.
It's aggravating.
What's your Twitter, Gabe, so they can follow? And
My
see the
Twitter is at guru_Gabe. And just
Yeah.
there goes Jerel with the Xbox, so I'm gonna close my eyes.
I just wanted to show you guys how big this thing is in my hands. My hands are
Yes.
tiny. It's
We
really
love our
it's
French
actually
cinder block.
really heavy. But it looks really cool. I love the top. It's actually super heavy. I would pick up the PS5 to show you, but I feel like it's really fragile. I was
pick it
gonna
up, I
try
dare
to
you.
huh?
Pick it up, I dare you.
I'm very clumsy. I'm already afraid holding this. Like, literally, my boyfriend is looking at me like, because he knows that I drop everything. So I'm gonna hand it off to him. But yeah, it's actually a pretty nice machine. So, for anyone grabbing one, the Series X has 1 terabyte SSD. The PS5 only has 825 gigabytes, which is a little disappointing for them to be the same price. But also, this thing picks up fingerprints like crazy. I didn't think it would. I didn't know it did. But yeah, comparison shot.
Well, in Xbox's defense, I don't think they really thought people were going to be handling the system so much with their fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. It's his baby. It's his children.
Can you take this?
Yeah, it certainly ain't no GameCube with its handle.
It's not. And I was gonna show y'all a comparison shot, but there's the PS5 sitting down. The other one is standing up over here. I can't. Oh, I
Looks
can't.
so ready to be robbed. What?
I can't.
Said that.
The PS5.
Yes.
So much incriminating evidence.
He's already literally. Oh no! Something fell.
That's not good.
Well, thank you all for watching this podcast. This has been HPCritical's.
Oh my god, it's so heavy. Oh my god.
That thing is a mammoth.
Yo, this thing is like. So I don't even think I can get the whole thing in camera standing up. It's actually.
Sideways.
It's fine. We see
Really
enough.
big.
Thank you.
Like,
We don't want you to hurt yourself / break it.
Well, I want you to break it.
You know what? Yeah, let me put this down before I.
Yeah.
No. Keep flipping it around. Come on, man.
No, the viewers have seen enough.
We
Please
need
place
other
it.
angles. We're not lucky enough to have that. So
Yeah.
we need all
We
of
can't
it.
see it in our three-dimensional space. We
Oh
want to
my
see it in
God.
yours.
Like
I'm
that.
It's funny how you see how he's going along with it, but if he would have dropped it, he would have blamed
I would
us,
literally cry.
and I would laugh at you for everyone to see.
Anyway,
I was fine.
anyway, any closing thoughts before I say goodbye so Gabe can get prepared?
Yeah, Walmart, fuck off. Sorry.
Oh, right. That's what. GameStop join Walmart. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hey, Jerel, question.
Mhm.
Because since Gabe asked a few days ago, do I have time to read the poem?
Oh my God! Yes, let's. I'm sorry. Yes. So to end this episode, Brandon wrote a wonderful poem that was released on HPCritical.com the night before next.
Was the night before Next Generation.
So
Yes.
to take us out, please, Brandon, give us your wonderful night before Next Generation poem that you wrote that you can check out on HPCritical.com. And thank you for everybody listening. I know this was a crazy rant episode, but we're very passionate, so we love you all. And Brandon's gonna take us out with this one.
Cool. Let's begin. 'Twas the night before Next Generation, and all through the store the consoles of Next Gen were to be sold, for gamers desired more. Microsoft was to release 2 major variations of the console this year, Series S and Series X. This did make the Xbox enthusiasts cheer. The value of Game Pass is so incredible. Doubtless it was conceived by a scholar. Our dear website founder Jerel hopes to describe to the service for merely $1. Backwards compatibility with Xbox One and many games from Xbox 360 and the Xbox original. Such a library of games available is such a value, it's almost criminal. Purchase Xbox One games and upgrade for free with smart delivery. Buying multiple versions of the same game will hopefully be merely a past misery. On Series X, 120 FPS, 4K resolution, a wondrous sight to behold. The warmth of the cooling fans ought to make the winter nights less cold. Series S is a smaller alternative, colored white as a grain of rice. Retailing at only $399, it is the door to next gen at such a low price. But while Xbox Series X and S releases soon, PlayStation 5 also releases this week. What does this competitor have? Is it what we seek? At launch with PS5 will be the PS Plus collection, a game variety so rich. Catching up on some of the PlayStation 4 greats will be such a cinch. Yes, PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility, giving fans what they desire, the ability to play the greats so readily. 2 variations there are, standard PS5 and PS5 digital, which lacks a drive to insert a disc. Lower price to compensate, though I personally have misgivings about all digital as I find it a risk. The DualSense is being regarded by critics as being an incredible controller. I wonder, by comparison, will it make the competition seem poorer? 3D audio capabilities with large advancements in sound. This is important because great audio design can make a game, I found. Environments made to look even better with the addition of ray tracing, hopefully bringing forth the necessary graphical improvements developers have been chasing. However, the standouts are the exclusives, like Spider-Man Miles Morales, Astro's Playroom, Demon Souls, and Sackboy. Oh, yes! And as this humble poem comes to its conclusion, we inquire, which of the next generation consoles do you desire? Whichever you decide, do not allow yourself to be bullied. Purchase what you think is right. Until then, happy console launch day to all, and to all, a good night.
Cars!
That was amazing.
Awesome. And with that, bye everybody!
Good night.
HPCritical!